Hello everybody. Today we're gonna be playing with some pipe. My boy loves pipe. So we're gonna try and make a homemade bash bar. Minimal welding experience, zero experience with bending pipes, and a car that's crooked. So what could possibly go wrong? This is the best that Georgie's looked in the back, if I'm being real. So bought the cheapest Harbor Freight pipe bender that they sell. Got some actually decent pipe. Didn't get fence post this time. Georgie is far from perfect, so we'll see how things go. We have the trunk, and it doesn't fit right in the least bit, but we at least need it to close. And the problem that we have is that this is an early model car. So from inside the car, there's no way to open the trunk. Only way to open the trunk is from the key, and we don't have the key.
No keys.
We have no keys. So I figured since this is gonna be a little bit of a race car, don't need a key. We're gonna use these little things that I got off of Amazon. They're pretty neat. They're like bumper mount hood pin slash deals. So we are going to put this flush mount in the trunk, and then under here, drill a hole in here, have these little pins kind of poking out, and then hopefully, boop, have it close the trunk. When we want to open the trunk, we go ba-bow and ba-bow on each side. So this may work, or we drill holes into a perfectly fine trunk and it doesn't work. So worst case scenario is about 50 bucks, but race car. So luckily there's these little holes here, and I'm thinking we just kind of try and drill as straight as possible right through those.
Those line right up with
Those kind of line up there.
circle.
I mean, this panel was never on the car, and then
Oh,
this
true.
side is almost non-existent and covered in Bondo. So there's no winning here. But I think if we drill through this, close the trunk, we have a little bit of a hole, and then we can use those two existing holes and then drill that, put this in, and then kind of figure out exactly how wide this needs to be. My only worry is that this doesn't line up perfectly, but I guess we can widen the hole and kind of go from there. So I guess we'll get drilling. Cross some fingers. Oh, Jesus. You know what? Use my brain for a second.
The rare event of
Brain activity.
brains being used.
A rare event of using a brain. Oh,
Oh, it's not gonna work.
no, it'll work.
Hey.
Yeah, baby.
Enzo didn't like that noise.
No.
Bing.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Okay, so now I shall mimic these marks on the tippy top. Yeah.
This might come out decent after all.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Come on, everybody.
Oh, that's pretty dang good.
Oh, that is pretty good.
Pretty dang straight.
Not bad.
So now, what I'm gonna have you do, Jake, is sit on the trunk, and then I'm gonna drill through it. So it's like close,
Okay.
because if I drill it not
Right,
perfectly
right,
straight,
right.
then we'll be in trouble.
Okay.
Watch the paint. Okay, there's one and two
Oops. And then.
and a. Now, what I want to know. There's a tail light there.
Oh, yep.
I should probably take that out.
Yeah, probably.
It might be wise. Anyway, why is there Bondo right here? Of all places, like in the trunk, why is there Bondo? That's not a place for
Yeah.
Bondo.
All the way up this whole
Oh, yeah,
panel.
yeah, dude. It was like. Okay. Hey, man. Amazon. Okay, so it does actually have to go
Yeah,
higher.
see, I was
Well,
gonna say.
I think that might be a good height because the little push thing that I lost.
On the ground.
There you go. Is recessed slightly.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna go into the trunk. So
it's
that might
gonna
be
go
perfect, actually. Yeah.
All right, before we go any further, I guess
Set that in there. That's gonna be a big old,
big old hole.
big one.
Big old hole, and also we're gonna have to cut this in order to tighten the nut.
Oh, yeah.
So. Oh, that was gnarly.
Ooh, that's botched.
Oh man. Nope.
That's better.
Slightly.
Still not great.
Not great.
Oh. Yep.
I've never used one of these. Never. How the f did I bend it so
Yeah,
fast,
that's not straight anymore.
dude? Jeez. All right, well, there's one. I think we got like 15 in there. Yeah, this thing sucks. I'm not using this.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh shit.
He needs a paint job.
Perfect.
Look at that. So we made these holes giant on the bottom here. We got big old hole, and we got big old hole, enough to fit a socket through. And then this is our big old nut. We have this here, and now I cut my fingers up for the second time. Hopefully not.
Drop it in there. It's going.
Oh, dude, that would be fun, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Socket. Oh, this moves a lot.
It's not gonna get super tight, but
No, definitely not. Now we go under there.
moment of truth. Does it click?
No.
And the answer is no.
The answer is
Yes.
yeah, dude.
All right.
That's cool. Look at
Georgie's
that.
got a trunk. A little bit
No,
of
we just-
height
we just-
adjustment, but
So basically, crank that down, crank that soldier boy.
lower it a little bit.
Nope.
Too low.
Too low.
It's like setting coilovers. Oh,
Dude!
that's cool.
That's actually nice. Just like that, we have trunk. Boom. Boom.
That's pretty fresh.
That's so good, dude. I'm doing this all the time. Look at it. Like, that's not going anywhere.
Solid.
It's been in the trunk.
Pick the car up.
Ready?
Click, click, boom.
Yeah, like that. What was it? POD? Click, click, boom? Yeah.
No, that's saliva, I think.
Give it a slam. Perfect.
Hey.
That's sick.
That's actually sick. And I don't actually think they, like, stick out too much.
No,
it's
it looks
spoiler
fine.
Friendly.
Okay, now
That's
we're
sick.
now we're on to the business here. We've
Right.
got a bash bar area with no bash bar. So this is where we struggle for like 4 hours.
Yeah, some fab work.
What's the plan?
So we need to make some plates. 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches. We're gonna have to individually mark each hole because Georgie is not straight anywhere.
Georgie is a flaming homosexual. Maybe not that, but
But he's definitely not straight.
okay, so Jake cut out our mounting points for the bash bar, and they're roughly put into place kind of where we want them in order to bolt it up. Now, keep in mind that this is all bashed in, and it was bashed in at one point, so nothing is straight. These are not going to be perfectly straight on this car, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. As long as we can get the bar parallel to the finish panel and everything, that'll be good. I'm glad I put the finish panel on kind of finalized-ish now, and that'll be a nice guide for us, kind of get everything sorted out. Yeah, and it's not even straight, it's broken too, but that'll give us a good idea. So we are going to take a marker and mark the holes from the back. That looks pretty solid, right?
Real precise machining here. Clamp.
Lubricate so we don't kill the drill bit.
Lube is good.
And then we're gonna time lapse because you don't need to watch us.
No, it's gonna be a lot of drills.
Okay. We're using Cheryl's bolts, our mystery bolt bin, to mount the bash bar. And it's driving me crazy. I'm gonna go get 8 nuts and 8 bolts. It took me like 15 minutes to get those plates mounted.
We need to cut some pipe.
Okay, we have to cut the pipe.
We need our extension bars.
1 and a 2.
2. And then we have to cut the main bar.
Would it be easier for us to make the bar
Big bar first.
And then we kind of hold it where we want it, and then that'll dictate the distances we need, because that side's mooshed and that side's not mooshed.
That's a good idea.
And then because then we can always chop more pipe, like get the main hoopy doopy.
Yes, I agree. That's a good idea.
So basically, we don't have any idea what we're doing, but we're trying not to mess this up, because this pipe was $80, and that's 80% of the cost of this car. So basically, we're doing this to make the straight line, so we know that we're not bending one section and then rotating the pipe a little bit and then bending it. So this part will always be up. The seam is always going to be straight up in the air. Now, we have our marks. This is dead center of George. And then we have one bend here and one bend here. We're going to try and use this machine.
Be a couple of bend and check and bend and check.
Bend and check, because it doesn't have any angles on it. So I guess we're gonna fire away, and it's gonna be tricky. So I think realistically we have to line up our markings dead center of this thing, and yeah, start pumping. All right, well, if we mess this up, George is getting a crooked bash bar, because I'm not wasting $80.
Pretty straight.
It's pretty straight.
And the marking is kind of straight.
It's kind of straight. The marking's pretty straight. Straight.
We are bending it though. Easily bending it. I mean, it's a 12-ton press, so.
Alright, so let's see how that looks.
So right now we're playing a game of compromise. It's like, how much do we want it to bend? Where do we want it to bend? And it's not a perfect world, especially because it's Georgie, but we're not helping because we're not very precise about it, and neither is the Harbor Freight machine that we're using. So it is what it is. We're gonna take the pipe bender and put it up on this thing, because right now we're just kind of hitting the ground. We're gonna go for our second round of bends. We have our little loop, that's the middle, and then it bends again. Try and bend it another time and see how that looks. And then we're debating on bending it dead in the middle, just to kind of follow the curvature of the back of the Miata. Normally bash bars don't really do that, but I think it'd be kind of a neat touch. And we might actually have to do that too. So we'll see. We have bent the tube, and now, what do we do? Test fit it again. Update for the tubas. So we have our bash bar, and normally you have a bash bar, it goes straight like that. I think we're gonna bend it dead in the middle of our bar, just kind of follow the curvature of the Miata. I think it'll look a whole lot better. And yeah, our bends aren't bad. Obviously we're gonna cut the ends, and yeah, I think the middle bend will kind of top it off.
Yeah, the middle bend will help suck this side in a little bit more too, so they'll fit under the bumper better.
Yeah, that's the other problem we have, is that we have to be able to fit it under the bumper. We could always try and do another bend if we really need to, but I want to do the middle bend anyway, so we're going to do one middle bend and see how it goes. This one, I don't think we should go too crazy. just a little baby bend. And if it looks crooked now, it's probably because it is. Or we just have it on jack stands that aren't very level. We're just putting it there just to kind of give it a little eyeball. All right, so this is almost exactly where we want it. I know it looks funny because we didn't lob the ends off yet. Right. But that's with the center bend. And I think it looks better because it kind of mimics the body line a little bit. Like, again, we don't have it perfect yet. That side's gonna get cocked in a little bit. That one's gonna get pulled out. And then we'll kind of cut it like a little.
Probably like here-ish.
Yeah, yep. Pretty close to that. So now we just have to measure that. We're gonna cut that off, and then that'll give us a better understanding of exactly how it's gonna look. That's pretty money. Yeah. That's pretty money, dude. Bash bar. Yeah, baby.
And now, ow, it's hot. Spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like a dang glove.
Perfect.
Not too shabby. It's late. We're hungry. We need more beer. So we are going to call it a day. And I don't know. I'm probably going to work on this tomorrow. I got to work on a couple customer cars. But I want to see this done. And we're back. It's been a few days since we started the bash bar. Let me quiet this fella down.
Where'd you go to bed? Go to sleep.
Now it's time to finish the bash bar. All right, so fabricator Jacob has been going at it.
We've got cuts.
He's been making the cuts, and if you notice, this little fella is almost pretty close level. I'm actually kind of happy with how level it is. You go over to this little fella. Dude, it's so bad.
Not at
Oh, it's not
all.
touching for one.
No, it doesn't matter. It's compared to the face,
Oh.
the angle of the plate. Here.
Oh, okay.
So this whole piece of the bumper comes way out.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so we gotta give this a good old...
That pipe needs to get angled to be close to level.
Yeah, I mean, in case you haven't noticed, Georgie has been totaled. So, we have some modifications to do. We have our bash bar somewhat laid out. These are kind of parallel, and we have our bash bar. We're not worrying about the distance from George outwards. Not worried about that yet. Basically, we have these knots to the point where this point and this point is a distance that is equal to the center point on that metal plate and the center point on that metal plate. Now, I'm gonna tack this up. Just do maybe one tack here, one tack there, one tack here, one tack there. And then we're gonna just kind of measure and see if this distance and this distance and this distance and this distance is the same as that. If you're following, good for you. All right, so she's tackered up. We have our passenger side and our driver's side. And now we have center line and center line. Survey says pretty dang good. Okay, so this is kind of where we're letting her sit. That looks parallel to the finish panel, which is definitely not straight because it's George. And then this part sticks out a uniform amount-ish each time. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack it in place, and it's also hard to tell too, because there's like this little box thing on this side, and then there's not on this side, and this side was also totaled, so. All right, if it doesn't look perfect, whatever. But I'm gonna tack it in place, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, this is the actual moment of truth. Now that the bash bar is tacked up, we're gonna try and see if the bumper will actually fit. If it doesn't fit, then I guess I got some grinding to do. Oh, dude, like a dang glove. Like a dang glove, dude, right over it.
That's great.
All right, so now, pull it off, weld it, call it a day. Just like that, we have a bash bar. No, I'm not a welder, but I stuck the metal together and got penetration through the metal, which is good. And yeah, this will probably hold up a lot more than Cousin George will if we ever hit the bash bar, so we'll be all right. Now, the last thing we want to do is make a little jack point here, which needs to be reinforced on both sides or else it'll bend. And realistically, this pipe needs to bend in and then straight down, and then these ones need to connect to that, or else it won't fit under the bumper nicely. I kind of have it centered as possible, and I have a level here, and I've done my best. It's a magnetic level. Let me show you here to try and get it as level this way as possible, and also as level this way as possible. The ground isn't very level in here either, so I'm just kind of going as close as I can. So I think I kind of want to tack it in place. At this point, I'm kind of just freestyling here. I don't exactly know how I'm supposed to get these measurements. It'd just take a lot of math. I'm not a math guy, as you can tell. So I'm going to cut this out and try and replicate it on the other one, and then see where it lands on the bash bar. And then I have to tackle this piece, which attaches to this part. So here's my idea. I have this little cut, and I have it kind of where I want it. I can position that where I please. I don't know, maybe not that part, probably the lower part fastened to. And then that cut is gonna be kind of a pain in the ass. So we'll see. I'm gonna cut this out and see where things land. We have our little piece here, and I'm gonna have to do a few things to change it, because I do have some gaparoos still, but this is kind of what I'm going for. Now this is the really tricky part. I have to try and mirror it on this side, and I just did this all freehand. So you see how this top bend here is at one angle. I have to rotate it a little bit to compensate for this bend for the other side. So it's kind of kicking back just a little bit. To the naked eye, it doesn't look like it's kicking back much, but I think it'll look pretty sick. Now this is where I struggle, so wish me luck. Oh, that took so long, dude. All right, this is what we got. I think I'm just gonna tag it in place. It's as close as I can get it with angle grinders and not using proper measurements. Like, I'll give you a look. pretty close to straight, pretty close to even. Back here to look good. But oh my God, getting that squared off is such a giant pain in my ass, dude. Like, I don't think they're pretty close to the same length, but like getting them identical without any sort of measurements, super hard. From this far away, when it's welded, I think it'll look pretty freaking sick. So now I'm gonna tack this up and really, really, really hope I don't warp it or do anything stupid. Wish me luck. God dang it. I went to go tack it, I forgot to turn the gas on. All right, dude. Backbar! I'm really glad I didn't show you guys the freaking thing before I welded it. Oh my God, I built a big ass gap, like too big. You can't tell from the front though, which is pretty sick. Look at how freaking much weld I had to use. I had to go over it like 3 times and stack a bunch of it. This side's good, but yeah, I'm not a welder, so you can judge me all you want. I don't really care. And you can try and teach me how to weld. I'm not gonna listen. If it sticks metal together and it penetrates fine, then it's fine, dude. Found these in the paint cabinet. Got wheel paint. It's obviously not going on wheels, but it's like gunmetal gray. And this can, they're both relatively full. So I'm gonna try and use some of that. It's got some nice flake in it too. So get that painted. I think I'm gonna prep it a little bit. Probably hit it with a scuff pad and clean all the junk off of it, but there's definitely some splatter from the welder that I'm not gonna take care of. So I'm gonna take this off and clean it up. I got new hardware. The hardware that I used was all different sizes, all different lengths, and it was kind of a nightmare. So, for the last time, smack this cute little bash bar on to Cousin George. Oh man, it's not good, but the car was totaled. So I'm okay with it. Like, the more I look at it, the worse it is. But like, if you don't see the mounting plates, it would look good. So I think I'm gonna black out the mounting plates and the bolts. But other than that, you don't see those, looking very good. Let me show you guys. So, if you don't look at the mounting plates and you just look at the bar, god damn, that looks sick. But look, all right, so I'm gonna hold the camera as level as possible. Look at the bolts holding the thing in. Like, this car is absolutely totaled. Oh man, it's so bad, dude. For some spray paint that we had lying around the shop, oh yeah, look at the sparkles, dude. We got rainbow shimmer sparkles over gunmetal. Not bad, it's wheel paint. And then I use this Clear Effects Duplicolor stuff, and it kind of gives it like a little rainbow shimmer. Memento of truth. Oh, right. Come on, little George. Oh, damn. This jacket maxed out, but like, we're up there. We're up. Oh, yeah. All right. All right, everybody. So the bash bar project has come to an end. It's not something that really necessary, but I feel like it was a fun project to do. It's something I've never done before. I really wanted to learn how to bend it and, you know, bend the tube and weld stuff, and I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys learned something, even if you didn't. I hope you enjoyed watching at least. Georgie's gonna get some body work soon. He's gonna get some paint soon. Eventually he'll get some power mods. Who knows? I'd like to turbocharge Georgie. It's gonna blow him up pretty quick, I'll be real. But you never know. We'll see how things go. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, that would be amazing. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and I'm super hyped about that. So if you guys want to like the video, that'd be great. And yeah, keep watching on Georgie stuff. Thank you.
Oh yeah, look at that shimmer. Not bad, dude. I'm super hyped on the dashboard, even though it looks a little funky. I mean, not bad.